Dear friend, welcome back. Come sit with me for a moment here in the soft glow of a quiet December morning. The house is still, the air smells faintly of cinnamon tea, and the gentle hum of a small heater fills the room like a familiar lullaby. Outside the window, the world is wrapped in winter light, that pale, pearly brightness that seems to slow down time just enough for us to breathe a little deeper. This season has a way of stirring old memories, doesn't it? The sound of wrapping paper from years long gone, the click of ornaments being unboxed, the warmth of hands that may no longer be with us, but left a touch on everything we do. And yet, here you are, still creating beauty, still finding joy in simple things, still turning the most ordinary objects into something meaningful. That's the heart of today's video, dear friend. Not expensive decorations, not complicated tools, just small, easy treasures from Dollar Tree. Little items that don't require strength or youth, just imagination and a willingness to play. You deserve projects that make you smile, not strain. Crafts that bring light into your home without weighing down your hands. Decorations that feel warm, personal, and proudly handmade. So pour yourself a warm drink, settle your shoulders, and let this be a peaceful visit between old friends. Together, we'll explore 20 Christmas DIY ideas that are easy, affordable, and surprisingly impressive. The kind of decorations that make guests say, "You made that with a look of pure delight." Let's begin, dear friend. Christmas magic is waiting right on your table, tucked inside things you already have. Do you remember those old teacups that used to sit in your mother's cabinet? The ones with tiny flowers, gold rims, or little imperfections that somehow made them even sweeter? Maybe you still have a few tucked away, or maybe you've spotted similar ones at Dollar Tree or a thrift store, just waiting for a second life. That's where this idea begins, dear friend, with something familiar, gentle, and already filled with quiet memories. Teacup candle lanterns are one of the easiest Christmas DIYs you can make, especially if your hands tire easily or you don't want to fuss with anything heavy. Each cup weighs almost nothing, and the steps are simple and soothing. All you need is a teacup you love, a Dollar Tree LED tea light, and a sprinkle of faux snow or Epsom salt. Nothing hot, nothing sharp, nothing that requires bending over a workspace for long. Start by filling the bottom of your teacup with just enough faux snow to cradle the candle. You don't need much, just a soft layer that looks like winter settled gently inside. Then place your LED tea light on top and give it a little wiggle until it sits securely. If you want, you can wrap a thin ribbon around the handle or tuck a tiny evergreen clipping beside the candle to add a hint of Christmas color. When you switch on the light, something magical happens. The glow reflects off the curved porcelain, bouncing upward like a miniature lantern. It's warm, soft, and wonderfully nostalgic. The kind of light that reminds you of evenings spent in cozy kitchens, hands wrapped around warm mugs, stories shared across wooden tables. And the best part, you can place these little lanterns anywhere without worry. On a nightstand, on a windowsill, along a hallway for gentle holiday lighting. They're safe, lightweight, and easy to move, even if you prefer not to lift much. There's something comforting about giving an old teacup a new purpose. It's a small reminder that beauty never disappears, it simply changes shape. And in that warm little flame, dear friend, you might just see a reflection of your own light, still steady, still glowing, still capable of filling a home with quiet magic. There's something wonderfully childlike about a snow globe, isn't there? Just one gentle shake, and suddenly the world slows down. Soft white flakes swirl in silence. And for a moment, you're transported somewhere peaceful. Maybe back to a Christmas long ago when the smallest things felt magical. That's why this next idea is such a treasure, dear friend. It brings back that feeling, but in a way that's simple, affordable, and gentle on your hands. Dollar Tree sells mason jars in all shapes and sizes, and nearly all of them are perfect for this project. There's no water to deal with, no messy ceiling, nothing slippery or heavy. This is a dry snow globe, a calm little winter scene inside a jar, safe to pick up, easy to place anywhere in the home. Start by choosing a jar whose lid twists on easily. If gripping lids is difficult, a dab of petroleum jelly on the threads can help it turn more smoothly. Inside the lid, add a bit of hot glue or tacky glue, whichever is easier for you, and gently attach a tiny Christmas figurine like a little tree, a snowman, or even a small church. Dollar Tree's mini village pieces work beautifully and weigh almost nothing. Once the piece is secure, sprinkle a small amount of faux snow or Epsom salt into the jar. You don't need much, just enough to create that soft blanket of winter. Then carefully screw the lid back on, turn the jar right side up, and watch the snow settle around your tiny scene. If you want extra sparkle, add a pinch of glitter that will shimmer in the light without flying everywhere. Place your snow globe on a windowsill, a bedside table, or next to a warm mug of cocoa. The way the morning sun filters through the glass creates a glow that feels almost heavenly, like the world inside the jar is waking up with you. It's amazing how something so simple can lift your spirit. A mason jar, a bit of snow, a tiny tree, and suddenly you have a peaceful winter moment you can hold right in your hands. Just a reminder, dear friend, that magic doesn't depend on money or effort. Sometimes it only takes a jar and a little imagination. There's a special charm in seeing light framed beautifully. It reminds you of the way windows used to glow at dusk, or how candlelight once danced on old family photographs. That's the feeling behind this next idea, dear friend. A Dollar Tree classic that has become a favorite for all ages, especially for those of us who prefer projects that are gentle, simple, and wonderfully impressive. Picture frame lanterns look like something you'd find in a boutique home decor shop, but they're made from 4 lightweight Dollar Tree frames, a bit of glue, and an LED candle. Nothing heavy, nothing complicated, just easy steps that turn ordinary pieces into something elegant. Start by choosing 4 matching frames. Black, gold, or rustic wood styles all work beautifully. Remove the backing and the paper insert, leaving only the clear panels inside the frames. These panels will become the windows of your lantern. Line up the frames so they form a square, and use a line of strong glue along each edge to join them together. If squeezing glue bottles is tough on your hands, you can warm the bottle in a cup of warm water. First, it makes the glue flow easier. Once all 4 sides are together, you'll have a lovely open box. You can leave the top open for easy access, or glue on a small metal cooling rack, or a thrifted wooden plaque for a finished look. Inside, place a single LED candle or a strand of Dollar Tree fairy lights. The glow will bounce off the glass panels, creating the illusion of real candlelight, soft, warm, and incredibly peaceful. What makes this craft so special is how lightweight it is. You can lift it with one hand, move it from the table to the mantel, or carry it to the porch without strain. And because the frames are inexpensive, you can make several lanterns in different sizes for a cozy holiday display. As the light shines through those simple Dollar Tree frames, it has a way of reminding us that even the most ordinary things can become beautiful when we give them a little attention. Much like our own lives, dear friends, still glowing, still meaningful, still full of quiet warmth. There's something so comforting about having a small Christmas tree nearby, a little reminder of the season's sweetness without the weight, the needles, or the bending that a full-size tree requires. That's why this next idea is a gift for anyone who wants holiday cheer without the hassle, the famous Dollar Tree mop head Christmas tree. It's soft, it's lightweight, and it's surprisingly beautiful. If you've ever seen the cotton white mop heads at Dollar Tree, you know exactly the kind. I mean, long strands, fluffy texture, and just begging to be turned into something magical. With 1 or 2 mop heads, a small cone base, and a strand of LED lights, you can create a little tabletop tree that looks like it came from a cozy winter cottage. Start with a simple foam or cardboard cone. If you don't have a cone, you can roll a piece of thin cardboard from a Dollar Tree poster board. It doesn't have to be perfect, just sturdy enough to hold the mop fibers. Then gently pull the mop strands loose. They're soft and easy to work with, making this project ideal if you prefer crafts that don't require much force or grip strength. Use a bit of glue or even straight pins if glue guns bother your hands to attach the mop strands, starting at the bottom of the cone. Work your way upward in gentle layers. You'll see the tree shape come to life almost immediately. Because mop fibers are fluffy, they naturally fall into a pretty snow-dusted effect without needing extra trimming. Once the mop strands are in place, you can decorate your mini tree however you like. Wrap a delicate Dollar Tree LED fairy light strand around it for a warm glow. Add tiny ornaments, small berries, or a little bow at the top. Even a simple sprig of faux pine tucked between the fibers can make the whole piece look like something from a farmhouse holiday magazine. What makes this craft truly special is how easy it is to display. It weighs almost nothing and can sit beautifully on a dresser, a side table, or a kitchen counter. No bending, no carrying heavy boxes, no rearranging furniture, just softness, just light, just a small Christmas tree made with gentle hands and a warm heart. And sometimes, dear friend, that's all the season needs. Isn't it wonderful how the simplest items can hold the most beauty? Dollar Tree's Christmas gift bags are a perfect example. Some of them look like they came straight from a boutique, glittery snow scenes, watercolor reindeer, cozy cottages glowing with holiday light. And the lovely thing is, you don't need scissors paint or heavy lifting to turn one into a stunning piece of decor. Just a frame, a bag, and a few peaceful minutes at your table. This idea is a treasure, especially for older hands, because it requires almost no strain. Gift bag shadow boxes look incredibly fancy, yet they come together so gently you might find yourself making 2, 3, or even 4 of them, just because it feels so relaxing. Start with a frame you like, the kind Dollar Tree sells, with a deep edge, or even a simple picture frame, if that's what you have on hand. Then choose a gift bag with a design that speaks to your heart. Maybe it's a snowy red barn, a row of Christmas trees, or a soft winter village like something out of childhood storybooks. Whatever you pick, make sure you enjoy looking at it. That's the whole point. Cut around the design if needed, but many bags will slide right into the frame without trimming. Just remove the handles, place the picture inside, and close the frame gently. Already it will look like a beautiful print, something you'd expect to find in a boutique shop for $20 or more. To turn it into a shadow box, add a layer of faux snow or a few tiny ornaments inside the frame before closing it. You don't need much, just a sprinkle to give depth and texture. When you tilt the frame upright, the snow will settle softly at the bottom like a quiet winter morning. Set your shadow box on a mantel entry table or even in the kitchen, where holiday warmth always feels welcome. The colors glow beautifully under soft light, and the whole piece feels heartfelt because it came from your hands, not an expensive store. It's a gentle reminder, dear friend, that beauty doesn't need to be costly or complicated. Sometimes it's hiding in a $1 gift bag, just waiting for someone with your kind of creativity to set it free. There's something wonderfully peaceful about snowflakes, the way they drift quietly, land softly, and never rush themselves. Maybe that's why this next idea feels so calming, especially for those of us who appreciate beauty that asks very little of our hands or our energy. Dollar Tree's plastic snowflakes, simple as they are, can turn into elegant wall art that brings a quiet winter charm into any room. These snowflakes are incredibly lightweight, which makes them perfect for older adults who want to decorate without pushing or lifting anything heavy. And the best part, they already come shaped, glittered, and ready to shine. No painting, no cutting, just arranging them gently in a pattern that pleases your eye. Start by choosing a few snowflakes in the size and style you like. Dollar Tree carries white glittered ones, silver metallic ones, and even soft pearl style some years. Lay them out on a table and play with the arrangement 3 in a row for a simple farmhouse look or a group of 5 in a soft circular pattern like a winter bloom. To hang them, you only need a couple of adhesive dots or the lightweight removable hooks Dollar Tree sells. They're gentle on the wall and gentle on your hands. No hammering, no nails, no climbing step stools. Just attach the hook at eye level and press the snowflake lightly into place. Because they weigh almost nothing, they stay secure without fuss. If you want to add a little ribbon or tiny bells, go ahead and let your creativity wander. A soft silver ribbon draped behind the snowflakes adds a graceful touch. A small cluster of faux pine tucked into the center of one snowflake can give it a cozy farmhouse feel. But everything here is optional. This craft is meant to be stress-free, inviting, and calm. When you're finished, step back and take in the sight. The snowflakes catch even the smallest bit of light, reflecting it gently around the room. It feels like the quiet hush that falls after the first snowfall, peaceful, still, and full of wonder. And perhaps that's the reminder tucked inside this simple dear friend. Beauty doesn't always require effort. Sometimes it arrives softly, settles lightly on your wall, and stays with you like a little piece of winter magic. There's a special kind of nostalgia in those round metal cookie tins, the ones that used to hold buttery holiday cookies, or just as often sewing supplies tucked away for years. Maybe you remember opening one and hearing the soft rattle inside, wondering whether you'd find treats or thread. That familiar little circle makes the perfect foundation for a Christmas craft that's light, charming, and wonderfully easy on older hands. Dollar Tree often carries small metal tins around the holidays, but thrift stores and old cupboards are treasure troves too. These tins weigh almost nothing, and their wide, flat surfaces make decorating feel effortless. You're not working with anything fragile or fiddly, just a smooth metal canvas ready for your touch. Start by choosing a tin with a design you love, or paint the surface with a gentle coat of chalk paint if you prefer a neutral background. Even this step can be skipped if painting feels like too much that day. Many tins already have beautiful holiday prints that just need a little highlighting. Next, pick a simple centerpiece for your ornament, a small sprig of faux pine, a ribbon bow, or a tiny Dollar Tree ornament glued gently to the center. Hot glue works well, but if hot glue is uncomfortable for your fingers, you can use tacky glue or double-sided adhesive squares. Everything in this project is forgiving. To hang your ornament, tie a loop of ribbon through the tin's lid hinge, or glue a ribbon loop to the back. Because the tin is so light, even a thin strand of ribbon will hold it securely. You can also layer 2 or 3 tins together for a charming stacked ornament effect, each one catching light in a different way. Once hung on the wall, a doorknob, or the porch, the metal catches winter light and gleams softly like a little echo of old Christmases. It's a decoration that feels familiar, yet new, the kind that makes visitors pause and smile. And perhaps most special of all, this craft reminds us that simple things like an empty cookie tin can become beautiful again with just a moment of tenderness. Much like memories, dear friend, they shine a bit brighter when we choose to bring them out into the light. There's something wonderfully calming about soft, glowing light, especially during the holidays when the evenings grow longer and the world outside feels hushed. That's what makes this next idea such a gentle delight. Plastic cup luminaries look magical, yet they're one of the easiest and most senior-friendly crafts you can make, requiring no heavy lifting, sharp tools, or long work sessions. Just a few Dollar Tree cups, a couple of LED lights, and a quiet moment at your table. Start with simple white or frosted plastic cups from Dollar Tree. These cups do something beautiful when light shines through them. They soften it, blur it, and turn it into a gentle winter glow that feels like candlelight. on a snowy evening. You don't need to cut or shape anything. The cup itself becomes the lantern. Flip the cup upside down and place a Dollar Tree LED tea light or fairy light puck underneath. The light will shine upward, illuminating the cup like a warm little igloo. If you want to elevate the cup slightly for better glow, rest it on a small ring of cardboard or a metal jar lid, lightweight and easy. Of course, you can leave the cup just as it is, but this is where your creativity can play a little. Add a strip of ribbon around the base or glue a tiny bow at the top. Dollar Tree snowflake stickers, especially the glittered ones, look beautiful gently pressed on the surface. Even 1 or 2 stickers can transform the cup into something charming. If your hands prefer minimal work, skip the decorating entirely. Plain white luminaries have a surprisingly elegant Scandinavian look, calm, clean, and cozy. Now picture these little luminaries lining your hallway, placed along a windowsill or scattered across your dining table like soft stars. They're safe to touch, safe to move, and safe to leave, glowing through a quiet evening at home. No flames? No worry. And perhaps, dear friend, that's the heart of this simple craft, a reminder that light doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Sometimes the gentlest glow, the kind you can hold in one hand, is enough to warm a room and bring peace to your spirit. There's a simple kind of elegance that comes from taking something plain like an old glass bottle and giving it a second life with soft ribbon and warm light. It feels a bit like wrapping a gift slow and gentle, letting your hands move at their own pace. And that's why this Dollar Tree idea has become a holiday favorite. It looks stunning, but it's incredibly easy on the hands, the budget, and the spirit. Start with any glass bottle you have around the house, a juice bottle, a sparkling water bottle, a leftover vase. Dollar Tree also carries slender decorative bottles that work beautifully. Give the bottle a quick rinse and dry and set it on your table. From here on out, it's all about the ribbon. Dollar Tree's Christmas ribbons come in so many lovely textures, velvet, red, shimmering gold plaid patterns that remind you of cozy winter scarves. Choose the ribbon that speaks to you. The process is simple. Begin at the base of the bottle and gently wrap the ribbon upward in soft spirals. No need to pull tight. Let the ribbon sit comfortably where it falls. A small dab of glue every few inches will keep it in place. And if glue guns bother your hands, tacky glue or double-sided tape works just as well. Once your ribbon is wrapped, you can add a little bow near the neck of the bottle or tuck in a tiny sprig of faux pine. These tiny touches make the bottle look like something from a high-end holiday catalog. But you don't need to add much. Even a single ribbon in one color can make a bottle look beautifully understated. To finish your piece, slide a Dollar Tree LED fairy light strand inside the bottle, letting the soft glow peek through any spaces between the ribbon. If the bottle is opaque, simply place the lights around the base so they shine upward. Either way, the effect is gentle, warm, and wonderfully relaxing. Set these ribbon-wrapped bottles on your mantel along the dining table or by the kitchen window. They bring a sense of calm like candlelight, without the flame, without the worry. And perhaps most meaningful of all, dear friend, this project teaches us that beauty doesn't require perfection. A simple ribbon wrapped with care can make something ordinary feel treasured again, much like how your own kindness brings color to the world around you. There's something deeply comforting about a wreath wound gentle and timeless. It's one of those decorations that speaks softly, but carries decades of holiday memory. And this next idea brings that feeling to life in the most peaceful, senior-friendly way. A lightweight winter wreath made from simple Dollar Tree twine and a strand of soft LED lights. No heavy greenery, no stiff branches, no wrestling with large wreath forms, just slow, simple movements. Like wrapping a warm scarf around a dear friend's shoulders. Begin with a foam wreath form from Dollar Tree. These are wonderfully light, easy to hold, and restful for hands that prefer not to grip tightly. Set it on your lap or on a table with good lighting. Then take a roll of Dollar Tree jute twine and start at one point on the wreath, gently wrapping the twine around the form. You don't need to pull hard, just guide it steadily, letting the texture of the twine create a natural winter, rustic look. If your hands tire easily, you can wrap a little at a time. There's no rush. In fact, this craft feels almost meditative. Wrap, breathe, wrap, breathe. And each loop brings the wreath closer to looking like something from a cozy farmhouse magazine. Once the wreath is fully wrapped in twine, add a small Dollar Tree LED light strand. These lights are feather light and battery powered, so there's nothing to plug in and nothing heavy to manage. Tuck the lights gently between the twine layers, letting the glow peek through like fireflies on a winter night. It's subtle, warm, and incredibly peaceful. To finish it off, choose a simple embellishment. A cluster of faux berries, a sprig of pine, a small bow made from plaid ribbon. Even one tiny decoration is enough. The twine itself carries most of the beauty. And because everything used is so lightweight, hanging the wreath takes almost no effort at all. A removable hook, a gentle press, and it's done. When the sun sets and the small LED lights flicker softly across the room, you'll feel the quiet magic of this piece. It's humble, warm, and full of character, just like the season. And perhaps, dear friend, it's a reminder that gentleness can shine just as brightly as anything bold. Every now and then, a craft idea comes along that feels both charming and delightfully unexpected. This is one of those ideas, dear friend, turning a simple Dollar Tree kitchen strainer into a peaceful little snow dome. It's whimsical, lightweight, and wonderfully easy for older hands, requiring almost no pressure or bending. And the final result: a winter scene so sweet it could sit on the shelf of a cozy mountain cabin. Start with a small metal strainer from Dollar Tree, the kind with a rounded bowl and a mesh surface fine enough to create a soft snowfall look. Set it upside down so it becomes a dome shape. That's your snow globe already made for you without any tricky assembly or glass to worry about. Inside the dome, you'll place a tiny Christmas scene. Dollar Tree's miniature village trees work beautifully, as do small figurines like a snowman or a reindeer. Choose one or two pieces that make you smile, nothing heavy, nothing large. Arrange them on a small round base like a jar lid or a piece of cardboard. If you're not comfortable with glue guns, tacky glue or double-sided tape will hold the pieces just fine. Then sprinkle a gentle layer of faux snow, Epsom salt if you want a touch of sparkle around the figurines. Just enough to suggest a snowy meadow. When you place the inverted strainer over the scene, the mesh catches the light and looks like a soft curtain of falling snow. For a final touch, tie a small ribbon around the top of the strainer's handle or attach a tiny evergreen sprig. Even the simplest embellishment adds a warm, handmade charm without requiring extra effort. What makes this craft so special is the way it plays with light. When you set a small LED tea light behind it, the mesh shimmers delicately, casting tiny sparkles like snowflakes drifting through moonlight. It's quiet, gentle, and soothing, perfect for the bedside, the windowsill, or a little corner of the kitchen where you enjoy your morning tea. This snow dome reminds us that beauty often hides in ordinary things: a kitchen strainer, a bit of snow, a small figurine. And with your creative touch, dear friend, even the most humble object can tell a story of winter magic. There's a certain joy that comes from arranging ornaments, the bright colors, the soft reflections, the way each one seems to hold a tiny piece of holiday spirit. This next idea brings that feeling into a project that's incredibly simple, incredibly lightweight, and wonderfully eye-catching Dollar Tree plastic ornament topiaries. They look like something you'd see in an elegant holiday display, yet They're gentle enough for older hands and easy enough to finish in a single relaxed afternoon. Dollar Tree ornaments come in so many beautiful colors: reds, silvers, soft golds, pearl whites. Choose the shades that speak to your heart, the ones that remind you of Christmas mornings from years past. Pick ornaments of the same size for a neat classic look, or mix sizes for a more playful, whimsical style. To begin, you'll need a foam cone or a simple base made from cardboard rolled and taped into a cone shape. The cone doesn't need to be perfect. It will be hidden beneath the ornaments. If your hands tire easily, don't worry. Everything from here requires only small, gentle motions. Start at the bottom of the cone and apply a small dab of glue to the back of each ornament. Hot glue works quickly, but tacky glue or glue dots work beautifully if you prefer something cooler and easier to handle. Press each ornament lightly into place, moving around the cone in a slow, steady rhythm. There's no rush here, just the comforting sound of ornaments clicking softly as they settle. As you work your way upward, the topiary will begin to glow like a tree of tiny jewels. When you reach the top, add one special ornament, a star, a ribbon bow, or even a small cluster of berries. This little flourish brings the whole piece together. The finished topiary is surprisingly lightweight and stands proudly on any surface: a mantle, a side table, even the kitchen counter where you enjoy your morning coffee. When the room lights dim in the evening, the ornaments reflect a gentle shimmer that feels almost magical. And perhaps the sweetest part of this project is what it represents: the chance to take simple, inexpensive ornaments and arrange them into something graceful and full of charm. A reminder, dear friend, that creativity doesn't fade with age. It simply becomes softer, calmer, and more meaningful. There's something heartwarming about a miniature Christmas village, the tiny houses glowing softly, little trees dusted with snow, and miniature streets that feel like a memory of holidays long ago. But building a whole village can feel overwhelming. That's why this Dollar Tree idea is such a gentle delight, a small Christmas village arranged on a simple tray. It's lightweight, it's easy to move, and it brings all the charm of a winter town without the effort of big displays. Start with a tray from Dollar Tree, plastic, wood, look, or metal, whichever feels right in your hands. The tray acts as your land, your canvas, your tiny winter world. Line the bottom with a soft layer of faux snow or even white felt if you prefer something that won't scatter. The goal is to create a base that looks snowy but stays neatly in place. Next, choose a few pieces from Dollar Tree's miniature village collection. A small house, a church with a little steeple, a couple of evergreen trees, just enough to suggest a cozy holiday neighborhood. The pieces are lightweight and easy to handle, which makes this project perfect if you prefer crafts that don't require much gripping or precision. Arrange the pieces gently on your tray. You might place the house slightly to one side, tuck a tree near the corner, or add a small figure walking along the snow. There is no wrong way to arrange a tiny village. In fact, the fun comes from letting your imagination wander to a place that feels peaceful and familiar. To add a bit of sparkle, tuck a Dollar Tree battery-powered LED tea light or fairy light strand behind the buildings. The glow will spill across the snow like the warmth of a winter evening, making the whole scene look inviting. If you want extra charm, you can place a miniature fence along one edge or add a pinch of glitter snow to catch the morning sun. And the best part, because everything sits on a tray, your entire village can be carried with one hand. You can move it from room to room without bending or lifting anything heavy. It's a small world of your own, making, dear friend, a soft reminder that even the tiniest corners of life can hold beauty, warmth, and memories waiting to be revisited. There's something incredibly comforting about the texture of a soft winter sweater. The gentle knit, the warmth it holds, the way it reminds you of cold mornings spent wrapped in something cozy. This next idea brings that same comfort into your holiday decorating in the sweetest, simplest way, turning old sweater sleeves into candle covers for your LED candles. It's a craft that feels like giving an old memory a brand new purpose. Start with a sweater you no longer wear. Perhaps one tucked away in the closet, or something you find at a thrift store for just $1 or $2. Choose a sleeve with a texture or pattern you love. Cable knit soft ribbing or even a simple woven design all look beautiful when wrapped around warm light. Cut a piece of the sleeve long enough to slide over one of Dollar Tree's LED pillar candles. These candles are lightweight, flameless, and wonderfully safe, especially for anyone who prefers not to use real fire in the home. If you don't want to cut, you can even fold the sleeve back on itself. The knit material holds shape beautifully without much fuss. Slip the sleeve over the candle, adjusting it gently until it fits snugly. You can secure the top and bottom with a small piece of double-sided tape if you want, but the stretchy knit usually stays in place on its own. The moment you turn on the LED candle, the light glows through the knit pattern like a tiny fireplace tucked inside the fabric. It's warm, soft, and beautifully soothing, the kind of light that makes a room feel peaceful with almost no effort at all. If you'd like to add a little embellishment, tie a thin ribbon or piece of twine around the middle. A small pine sprig or tiny jingle bell can make the whole piece feel like something from a handmade Christmas market. But everything here is optional. This craft is meant to feel easy, calming, and almost meditative. Set these sweater-covered candles on your mantle beside your reading chair or on the nightstand where you unwind in the evening. They bring a gentle glow that's comforting without overwhelming your eyes or your space. And the sweetest part, dear friend, you've taken something old and given it a chance to warm your home. Once again, a soft reminder that nothing is ever too worn or too forgotten to shine. There's a sweet kind of cheer that candy canes bring, the red and white stripes, the peppermint memories, the way they instantly make a room feel festive. This next idea turns those cheerful little treats into a centerpiece that looks far more impressive than its humble ingredients. And the best part? It's lightweight, simple, and wonderfully friendly for older hands. No heavy vases, no complicated cutting, just gentle crafting with bright holiday colors. Start with a small glass jar, tin can, or even a Dollar Tree plastic cup as the base. Wrap a ribbon around it first, both to hide the container and to give the candy cane something to hold on to. A simple red or plaid ribbon works beautifully, but anything you have on hand will do. Secure the ribbon with a bit of tape or a small dab of glue, nothing fussy or demanding. Next, take your candy canes and arrange them around the outside of the container, hooking their curved tops upward like little smiles. You can attach each candy cane with a dot of glue, or simply tie a second ribbon around the whole bundle to keep them neatly in place. If squeezing glue bottles is tough on your fingers, ribbon alone does the job perfectly. Once the candy canes are arranged, you'll have a charming striped container ready to be filled with something lovely. You can add a small bunch of faux winter greenery, a few Dollar Tree poinsettias, or even a handful of cinnamon sticks for a warm, cozy scent. Everything stays lightweight, making it easy to carry from room to room without strain. When you place the finished centerpiece on a dining table, coffee table, or entry shelf, it brings an instant burst of holiday joy. The red and white stripes catch the eye, but the softness of the greenery balances everything beautifully. It looks handmade in the very best way, personal, thoughtful, and full of seasonal charm. And perhaps what makes this craft most meaningful is how it takes something so familiar, so often overlooked, and turns it into something special. A reminder, dear friend, that with a gentle touch and a little imagination, even the simplest things like a bundle of candy canes can brighten a whole room. There's something magical about holiday lights floating above a room, a soft overhead glow that feels a bit like starlight settling indoors. But traditional hanging decorations can be heavy or complicated, especially for older hands. That's why this Dollar Tree idea is such a gentle wonder, transforming a simple plastic hanging basket into a lightweight Christmas chandelier. It's airy, elegant, and surprisingly easy to make, without lifting anything heavy or using difficult tools. Begin with a plastic hanging basket from Dollar Tree, the kind used for small plants. These baskets are light as a feather and already have the perfect shape for a chandelier-like piece. Remove the hanging chains if they're too fussy, and replace them with a wide ribbon or soft twine that's easier to handle. This gives your chandelier a cozy, handmade look, while keeping everything comfortable to work with. Next, choose a strand of Dollar Tree LED fairy lights. Battery-powered lights work best because they require no plugging in and add almost no weight. Gently weave the lights through the open spaces of the basket, letting them drape naturally. There's no perfect pattern. The lights will find their own beautiful way of settling. If your fingers prefer minimal motion, leave them loosely draped. Even a simple wrap will look stunning once the lights glow. After the lights are placed, tuck in a bit of a Dollar Tree holiday greenery, just enough to add color without crowding the design. A sprig of pine here, a small pine cone there. Tie a ribbon around the basket's rim if you'd like, or leave it simple for a clean Scandinavian-style look. Every option is lovely. When you lift the chandelier to hang it, you'll notice how little effort it takes. It's incredibly lightweight, making it comfortable to position even if you avoid overhead lifting. A removable wall hook or a doorway frame works perfectly for hanging, keeping the whole process easy and safe. And when the lights turn on, the room transforms. The gentle glow above your head feels like a quiet snowfall. At dusk, peaceful, warm, and full of holiday spirit. It's a sweet reminder, dear friend, that beauty doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, it's as simple as a basket of lights softly shining overhead. There's something magical about window frames during the holidays, the way they glow from inside a warm home. The soft silhouettes, the gentle suggestion of stories happening just beyond the glass. But real wood frames can be heavy, expensive, and hard to hang. That's why this next Dollar Tree idea feels like such a blessing, transforming a few lightweight plastic garden fence panels into a charming window frame you can hang anywhere without lifting anything heavy or using tools that strain your hands. Dollar Tree's plastic fences are incredibly light, surprisingly sturdy, and wonderfully easy to cut or adjust if needed. But for this project, you don't even have to cut them at all if you don't want to. The curved shapes, the little lattice details, all of it naturally mimics the look of a vintage farmhouse window once you arrange 2 or 3 pieces side by side. Begin by laying the fence panels on a table where you can move them gently without bending. Arrange them into a rectangle or square that feels pleasing to your eye. Some people like a tall window shape. Others prefer a more compact look. Whatever feels right to you is perfect. To join the panels, you can use cable ties or ribbon, whichever is easier on your fingers. Even a bit of twine works beautifully and adds a cozy, rustic charm. The panels are so light that you only need a few gentle ties to make them sturdy. Once your window frame is put together, the fun begins. Add a small Dollar Tree wreath to the center, or hang a few lightweight ornaments along the top edge. A strand of tiny LED fairy lights draped across the frame brings a glow that feels like candlelight, dancing on winter glass. If your hands prefer less decorating, even one simple bow at the top transforms the whole piece. Hanging it is just as easy. A removable adhesive hook, a thumbtack, or even a piece of tape will hold the frame because it weighs almost nothing. No hammering, no nails, no pressure. And when you step back, you'll see something truly beautiful. A faux window that brings warmth, nostalgia, and a touch of old-fashioned charm into your home. A reminder, dear friend, that even the simplest materials, plastic fence panels meant for a garden, can become something lovely when touched with a bit of imagination. There's a gentle joy in receiving Christmas cards, the handwritten notes, the familiar names, the warm wishes wrapped up in simple paper. But as the years go by, finding a place to display them without clutter or heavy decor can be a challenge. That's why this next Dollar Tree idea feels so smart, so thoughtful, and so wonderfully senior-friendly, turning a simple dish rack into a charming Christmas card display. Dollar Tree dish racks are extremely lightweight and easy to handle. They don't require any bending or drilling. They stand upright on their own and offer perfectly spaced slots that hold cards without effort. It's one of those delightful moments when a household item suddenly reveals a whole new purpose. Start with a basic dish rack, the kind with vertical slots for plates. Give it a quick wipe, then place it on a table or countertop where you'd like your cards to sit. You don't need to attach anything or reshape anything. The structure is already ideal for holding cards upright, like little holiday portraits. Slip your Christmas cards one by one into the slots. The dish rack keeps them at a gentle angle, making it easy to see every card without overlapping or covering precious messages. And because the rack is so light, you can move it around the house with just one hand, from the kitchen counter to the coffee table to the living room shelf. To decorate the rack, you can weave a simple Dollar Tree ribbon through the top rail or tuck a bit of faux greenery at the corners. A tiny bow or a sprig of holly adds a sweet holiday touch without requiring fine motor skills or heavy gluing. If you want to add a bit of sparkle clip, a small ornament to one side using a clothespin, quick, adorable, and effortless. The best part of this display is how it turns your holiday greetings into a warm, visible reminder that you're thought of, appreciated, and connected. Each card sits proudly, catching the soft glow of evening lamps, inviting you to pause for a moment and feel the kindness behind every message. This little dish rack display is gentle, practical, and filled with holiday spirit, a perfect example of how simple objects can bring beauty into your home without strain or fuss. And perhaps, dear friend, it reminds us that sometimes the most treasured decorations are the ones filled with words from people we love. There's something deeply comforting about the look of stacked winter logs, the soft white dusting of snow, the gentle curves of the wood, the way they feel like a quiet invitation to sit by a warm fireplace. But real logs are heavy, messy, and difficult to move around, especially if you want them indoors. That's why this Dollar Tree idea feels like a little miracle, turning lightweight pool noodles into elegant faux snow logs. They're beautiful featherlight and incredibly easy for older hands to create. Start with plain white or gray pool noodles from Dollar Tree. If you can only find bright colors, don't worry, a quick coat of white or soft taupe acrylic paint will transform them instantly. Cut the noodles into shorter log-like lengths using scissors. The foam is so soft that it takes almost no pressure to trim. You can make the pieces as long or as short as you'd like, creating a mix of sizes, just like real stacked logs. Once cut, you'll add the snow. A simple method is to brush the tops lightly with white paint and sprinkle Epsom salt or faux snow while the paint is still tacky. This creates a glittering, snowy surface that catches the warm glow of holiday lights. If painting feels tiring, you can simply use spray adhesive and sprinkle snow on top. Quick, easy, and beautifully textured. Next, arrange your logs in a small bundle. Stack 2 or 3 together and secure them with a ribbon twine or even just a decorative band of burlap. Because the logs are so lightweight, you can move and adjust them effortlessly. They sit beautifully on a mantel and entry table or underneath your Christmas tree, where heavy decor would be impractical. Add a bit of greenery or a couple of small pine cones for a rustic winter touch. Even a tiny LED candle placed behind the logs can create a warm, glowing effect that makes the whole display feel like a peaceful winter hearth. What makes this craft so special is how it captures the charm of winter without the weight or the mess. It's gentle, calming, and surprisingly elegant, a perfect reminder, dear friend, that creativity doesn't require effort so much as a soft, willing heart. There's something truly magical about a Christmas tree, the glow, the shape, the quiet joy it brings into a room. But not everyone wants or needs the weight and effort of setting up a traditional tree. That's why this next idea feels like such a gentle gift: a tinsel garland wall tree. Light as air, easy to assemble, and perfect for small spaces or tired hands. It brings the full spirit of Christmas without the strain. Dollar Tree's tinsel garlands come in every holiday color you can imagine: shimmering silver, classic red, warm gold, deep green. Choose the shade that makes your heart lift a little. Then pick a spot on your wall where you'd like your tree to appear. It can be behind a couch, above a table, or even in a hallway where you pass by often. Start at the top. Use a removable adhesive hook or even a small piece of painter's tape to attach the end of your tinsel garland high on the wall. This point will become the top of your tree, a small triangle of sparkle. As you bring the garland down and outward, form a gentle zigzag that widens at the bottom, just like the shape of a pine tree. You don't need perfection. The shimmer of the tinsel naturally creates a beautiful outline. If raising your arms is tiring, stop at whatever height is comfortable and let the tree be a bit shorter. It will still look lovely. That's the beauty of this craft. It meets you exactly where you are. Once your tree shape is in place, you can embellish it with lightweight ornaments, bows, or little battery-powered LED fairy lights. Dollar Tree sells tiny plastic ornaments that won't weigh the garland down at all. You can hang them using mini clips or simply tuck them into the tinsel. Even 1 or 2 ornaments bring a smile. Stand back and look at your creation. It sparkles softly, almost like frost catching the morning sun. It brings holiday warmth without taking up floor space, without lifting boxes, without wrestling with branches. Just a simple string of shimmer held up by gentle hands. And perhaps, dear friend, then that's the sweetest part. This wall tree proves that Christmas spirit doesn't depend on size or effort. Even the simplest glimmer of tinsel can brighten a home, a day, or a heart. And here we are, dear friend, at the end of our gentle holiday journey together. 20 little ideas, each made with humble Dollar Tree treasures, each crafted with your comfort, creativity, and joy at heart. As we sit here in the soft glow of these finished pieces, it's hard not to feel something warm rising inside, that familiar mix of nostalgia, pride, and quiet wonder that always seems to arrive this time of year. You've taken simple things today: a teacup, a mop head, a gift bag, a piece of tinsel, and breathe new beauty into them. Not with rush, not with strain, but with intention and care. That's the magic of this season, isn't it? It reminds us that even the smallest, most ordinary objects can shine when touched by loving hands. And your hands, dear friends, still hold that gift. They still create beauty. They still bring light into the world. Crafting in our later years isn't just about making decorations. It's about remembering the stories behind the things we touch. The sweaters we once wore, the ornaments that remind us of laughter in old kitchens, the snowflakes that echo winters from long ago. Every DIY we made today carries a hint of those memories, and your home will feel warmer for it. As the holidays draw near, may you look around your space and see more than decorations. May you see proof of your creativity, your resilience, and your gentle spirit. Nothing about this season requires perfection. It only asks that we show up with heart, and you've already done that beautifully. Before we part for now, let me ask you, which idea brought you the most joy? Which one felt like a little spark of inspiration? Just for you, I'd love to know, dear friend. If you enjoyed our time together, I hope you'll stay close and subscribe for more gentle inspiration, more peaceful crafting, and more moments like this, where creativity feels like a warm cup in your hands. Until next time, may your days be soft, your home be cozy, and your Christmas be filled with quiet light. Happy crafting, dear friend.